Special member request, we have Stone Temple Pilots, Big Empty, guitar tabs, and guitar lesson. Alright, so standard tuning on this, EAD, GBE, and we can jump right into like the slide bits here, this initial intro slide, and mostly just single string stuff here, trying to keep it simple. We'll start here, zoom up to the 8th fret on the B, and we just kind of hold it, give it a little vibrato. Then we do 7, 8, back to 7, slide down to a few 3s and an open. Alright, now we jump down to the high E string, 3rd fret, 3 up to 7, and then up to 10. Okay, then we just go 7, 10, 6. All right. Slide up to 3, 5. We go 5, 6, 5. Okay, 3, 5, 3. Slide up to 7, and then 10. And for the chords over the intro and the verse here, just a couple back and forth for the most part. We do this E minor 7, so we'll just kind of make the regular E minor shape. All right, open E, 2 on the A and D, open G, but we want this 3 on a B. All right, and then we just got the open high E, and we're just kind of like shuffling through this, you know, like maybe hit like the open low bass, then the rest of the chord, then maybe like just the high part of the chord. Right, and we can even do a little thing where we do like a little hammer on from the open B to that 3. Alright, and then just a couple more strums on it. Okay, just kind of a really loose, almost arbitrary shuffle in there. And then we'll shift to a C7. Okay, so just 3A, 2D, 3G, and then we'll have the 1B open high E. And kind of the same shuffling vibe, you know, maybe just hit like the bass parts of it, like the A, D, G string. Okay, then come up, hit the full chord from the bottom. And then maybe just emphasize the bottom a bit, the high parts. All right, and then we can end the C7. You hear this little bit in the background where D string will come off to like an open, hammer it back onto 2, then open again, and then just hit the 2A, kind of leading us back into our E minor 7, so something like. Okay, so just a little scale there to get us back into the loop of the E minor 7 to C7. And then once the end of the verse comes, we just kind of do these big build-up chords, and it's pretty much just a C chord. All right, so you can leave the 7th off of it. So just kind of big strums on a C. Right into the chorus. And for the chorus here, really fun progression because it's basically, we're just taking this G shape that we have here and we're just bumping it up. All right, so we start here with this G shape here, and it's the version where you want to include like the 3 on the B with it, get that extra D octave in there. All right, and with this, we're just kind of alternate strumming, just that type of deal, just shuffling through. All right, and like I said, we just take that shape, just bump it up to the 5th fret now. All right, so we got the 5, E, 4A, open D and G, 5 on the B and E. And we get this like A11 chord, which is kind of cool. And we just shuffle that out as well. And then ultimately we land up at this C add 9, which is that same shape, but we're just up at the 8th fret now. So 8, E, 7, A, open D and G, 8 on the B and E. Shuffle that out, and this one we hold for a couple measures. All right, and we'll just loop those 3 chords just like that. And for the end of the chorus, which, this happens once at the end of the first chorus, and then it kind of continues at the end of the second chorus, leading us into the bridge. Cool chords here as well. It's this G6 here, and I don't know, the 6 is kind of important maybe, but for me it seems like we really want to emphasize that B note in the midst of all this. So I kind of like to just make that G a 4th fret to get that extra B octave in there. It seems like that's pretty important here. And it's just 2 strums on it. All right, so we got the G6, so we got the 3E, 2A, open D. I'll put in that 4 on the G and have the open B and then the open high E, which I guess is like the 6, which is kind of important maybe. Just as long as you're hitting that G and really emphasizing the B note, I think is important there. So just a couple strums there. All right. And then more or less we take that shape and we want an F, the F position of this, which basically we just lift the A finger off, scoot everything down. All right, and just the open is handling that A note for us. All right, so now we got the 1 on the E, open A, all right, the open D, and then the 2 on the G here. And with this, I kind of like to just get through the low through the G string maybe. All right, and then come up and emphasize the high open E and the open B with that 2G. Okay. All right, and then after that, we finish it by doing this E7 sus4, which is just to open E, 2A, open D, keep that 2 on the G, and then the same open B and high E. And a special note with this chord, like at the very end, that final chorus, that final run through, once we hit that chord, we just hold that chord at the very end of the song. Okay, so that's the chord that ends the song basically. But any other time in the chorus, we'll hit this chord, and then we'll kind of resolve it from this E7 sus4 to just an E7, which basically just means take that 2 on the G and make it a 1. And just kind of give it maybe a couple strums there. Okay, so we